So how are you?
I'm good. I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, fine, thank you. Yeah, it's I think about 3:15 here, something like that. So yes, just gone 3 o'clock here. How's the time where you are?
Now the time is 8:34 p.m. in India, South India.
Wow, long way away.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I thought to introduce you to my audience.
Thank you.
Yeah. So can you
Okay.
introduce yourself to my audience?
Yes, sure. Sorry. Yeah, my name's Ian Hulf. Yeah, I'm out in the UK in a county called Essex and a town called Southend, which is at the mouth of the River Thames. So we kind of live beside the seaside, really.
Okay.
But it's not a nice day to be in the water today. It's a bit cold and chilly. There's not much sunshine. In fact, there's no sunshine at all. Not today. Yeah.
Okay. So again, you came front. You're not fitting in the camera. If you come front, just put the camera upwards so that it will be good.
Is that better?
No, no, you can be in front, but put the camera little upwards so that it will be fine.
Any better?
Yeah, you can come front like you was before. Yeah,
Okay.
I don't know. Again, it became dark.
Pardon?
Yeah, it's dark. It's totally dark.
Oh, is it?
I don't know. No light. I can't see you
Oh, you can't
completely.
see me. Oh,
Only the
wow.
shadow. Yeah, yeah. Now it's good. Now it's good. You did
That's
something.
better, is it? Ah,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. So sorry for interrupting you.
That's fine. Okay. So, what can I tell you? What would you like to chat about today?
So I thought to ask about your work first. About your work.
Okay. Well, um, I did work up until August this year, um, but I'm 72 years of age now. I should have retired when I was 65, but kept on working. My work is quite interesting and quite enjoyable, and the money was quite useful too. Um, but as you know, we're all suffering with this pandemic, aren't we? And so we went into lockdown, I think in February or March, which meant I couldn't go to work anywhere. And so we had a few weeks really just pottering around in our garden we have here. And then the people I worked for said, "Oh, you could do some of your work from home."
Okay.
So, yeah, we started to work from home, online with Zoom and Microsoft. Um, and so I think we did that from about May onwards. And it also meant that for a couple of months I had no income
Okay.
because I didn't qualify for any grants. I wasn't going to work and I'm self employed. So, but the good news for me was I had a pension.
Nice.
Yeah, so for the first time in my life, it was like I need to see if I can live off the pension instead of, subsidizing it with my work income, which I managed to do. And I thought, you know what, I might just as well retire if I can manage now. So the firm that I worked for, I gave them notice that, I'd be finished. So I worked through working from home till August, and I've been retired since, which is great. I'm enjoying every minute of it.
Awesome.
Yeah, and I think that's how come you've seen more of my activity as tweets because I've now got the time to do that. So my hobby is writing and taking photographs. So I have the chance and the time to do both those things now. But when I was at work, I did used to visit companies to help them measure their quality assurance systems to make sure that they delivered to their customer what they said they were going to deliver. So, and I used to visit all sorts of companies in the sort of southeast of of the UK. So it was really interesting. Met lots of interesting people, very interesting work. It was great. Yeah. But that's all gone laid to rest now. It does seem a little strange not to go to work sometimes. I get up and think, this is a bit peculiar, not going to work. What's this all about? We've had the pleasure of the summer, so there's been, which for me is great because you can get outdoors and do stuff. So it's going to be a test to see how the winter goes, when the weather's too cold and nasty to get outside. But I've got plenty of hobbies, so hopefully that'll keep me occupied. Yeah. I guess you don't have, sorry?
Yeah, go on.
You don't have to worry about the weather where you are. It's always nice and warm, isn't it?
Yeah, the weather is, comfortable.
Yeah, yeah. Very nice. Yeah. T-shirt weather all the year round must be great.
Okay. So, what is your work is about? On which product you used to work?
Well, the work that I used to do was assigned to me by an organisation called TUV, which is a German company that specialises in carrying out these different types of audits, which are essentially always about making sure somebody's doing what they said they were going to do. And it's called ISO. It's an international standard organisation. And you have it in your country. Most countries have it. Pretty much, it's a worldwide thing. And there's lots and lots of these different things they call standards, which is this ISO thing. And they specify how you should do certain things, whether it's health and safety or quality assurance or repairing cars or trucks or, a whole myriad of different types of businesses. But there's one particular one called ISO 9001, which applies, it's like a base standard for all organizations. And it really attempts to set out that a company should have certain things in place to be a good, reputable, reliable organisation. And so my job would be, normally they only get a visit once a year. So once a year I'd go off to see these people and meet the boss and meet the staff and look at what they're doing and just see if they're delivering what they promised to deliver. And then report back to TUV my findings. And if all is well, they get another certificate for another year, and everybody's happy and smiling. That's the theory. Does that make any sense?
Yeah.
Yeah, and and that's what makes it particularly interesting, is because it applies to so many organisations. So my work was always very varied. I might be in a solicitor's one day. I could be in a truck company another day. Could be in a car garage another day. Coach builders, candle makers, people who make windscreen wipers for cars and trains and airplanes. All manner of things used to come up to go and look at and see. So it was quite fascinating. And the people that run the businesses are always, interesting people to chat to. They've always got a story or two. Yeah, they used to keep me busy. The worst bit, of course, was the travelling, because I don't know how your traffic is there. The traffic here is very busy. Everywhere you go is full of cars and trucks. It's quite difficult to get about now. So I often used to stay away overnight. But now no travelling and no overnights away. So it's happy days, happier days. Yeah.
So you said you became writer.
Yes. I've been writing rhyming verse just for a couple of years. And it was spurred on really by being on holiday 2 years ago. And I just thought I'd have a go at doing it, and found that I could do it, but not terribly well. And then I've just carried on. I try to do a little writing practice every single day if I can. And then, of course, once I started my retirement, it was right, let's get cracking and do some more. So, but prior to that, I have written 2 small books, which I've self-published. And the books are all about a fluffy black cat that is kind of larger than life. And this cat goes on adventures. And it starts life as a cat that lives on its own, as a stray cat. And then in book 1, so book 1 is all about the little adventures of this cat, this stray cat. And in book 2, the cat goes on one adventure onto a farm, but the farmer recognizes the cat and then makes the cat welcome to live on the farm, because that's actually where the cat was born. And so then the stories carry on with the cat going on adventures on the farm to see the farm animals and all sorts of little antics like that. So, and that was all ready for publishing, but I've self-published those because I didn't really know the route to go to market to somebody who would publish it for me. And being the age of 72, I just thought, I haven't really got too many years to hang around trying to find somebody who's willing to publish this stuff. So I published it myself. I got a local printer here to print the material for me. I have 2 small books. And interestingly, I was ready to go to the publishers after all the editing. My stepdaughter, my Christine, does all my editing for me. And because my spelling and stuff isn't always as good as it should be, we have to do a fair bit of editing to get it just right. And it was ready for printing when the lockdown started, which of course made life difficult, because I went to the printers and they were all locked up. They said, no, you can't come in here, it's not allowed. What do I do now? So we had to communicate by telephone, which of course makes things much more difficult, because it's much easier, isn't it, to have, could you get me a couple of books in the game? Please don't. It makes it much easier, doesn't it, when you can actually sit in front of somebody and go, I'd like it to be this size and I'd like it to be that type print and that type of paper. But fortunately on book 1, I'd already chosen the paper and the size of the book and the size of the print. So we were part way there. But just prior to going to the printers, I had this crazy idea that I'd make a game of the 2 books. So I set about on my laptop creating a board game that, because the books are for children, they're either for mums and dads to read to the children before they're of reading age, and then hope children to read when they're reading age. And I thought, I wonder if the kids would love to have a board game that represented all the little adventures throughout the 2 books. So I set about, and which took me quite a little while to do, but I did that in lockdown when we couldn't get outside in the garden, which was quite a challenge, I have to say, when you've probably not really got the right software for it. So I just did it on Word, on Microsoft Word. But Microsoft Word, if you're not careful, juggles and moves around a bit. So it was a constant task because I created in a sheet of A4 on the laptop. And then have you got the game up for a second? So the little book comes up looking like that. Yeah. And then I put it on a sheet, 2 sheets of A4, so that the board game came up as A3. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So then I tried to marry the 2 sheets of A4 together, which of course was a bit crazy because nothing actually wanted to fit. But we got there in the end, and we got there with the thing looking like that.
Nice.
So, and it starts up in the top right-hand corner, and then the kids, you have to shake a dice to get a go, and you end up down in the bottom right-hand corner. But there's lots and lots of obstacles in the way. So the kids can't just zoom straight there. They keep getting little side things that sidetrack them that they have to do to make it a bit more fun. So that was really great to do, and they get that free in the second book. But now I've done those 2 books. I think I'm looking at what I'm going to do next, but I haven't really decided quite what to do as a 3rd book. But it might be something a little different to the pic, and all to the tales of the rhyming tales of the Pussycat Snitch. It's done like that, so you have a rhyming tale on one side, and then I paid somebody to do all my drawings on the other side, so that the picture tells 1,000 words, as they say.
Correct.
But we've done that now, so I'm just not quite sure what I'm going to do next. But I still write a poem. I probably write, I suppose, I don't know, 2 or 3 a week. Some I publish on LinkedIn, and but every day I do a tweet. So that's my new go-to task. Every morning when I get up, my little dog gets me out of bed in the morning early, sort of somewhere between 5 and 6 o'clock in the morning, which is quite early for us here, especially in retirement. And but I set to, and then I'll write a few rhyming words to go with the pictures that I've taken, probably a day or 2 before. So that's maybe what you saw on. I do a tweet, a rhyming tweet, and a picture each day. So that's kind of a new challenge for me, something that I'd never done before, which I quite enjoy doing. I think something nice and short and sweet is, I find, quite a nice challenge, because you haven't got to sit for days and days and days to write it. I can do that in maybe 10 minutes, I suppose. A tweet, and then tweet. Just to adjust the words a little bit, but it comes quite quickly, done quite quickly, and then I share it across 2 or 3 of the different platforms. Hence being on the Twitter, yeah. So I'm kind of new to all this stuff. It's all an experiment to me, but it's great fun. It costs nothing, does it? That's the beauty of it all. You can enjoy a hobby without it costing you any real money, just a little bit of time.
Yeah.
So, I do that each day, hoping that people get a little bit of pleasure from it. It's usually something light, a bit uplifting. It's not usually morbid or, it's nothing nasty. It's a little bit of fun. That's what I try to do. But there's a little bit of feedback coming back, so some people seem to enjoy reading it and looking at the pictures. But I only have a little camera. I live quite close to the beach, so a lot of my pictures are from the beach here. And then I have some more tweets to do this week, but it'll be things from my garden. We're quite fortunate to have a bit of garden around the house, and my wife and I, we love gardening, so there'll be some flowers to come yet. You might see one tomorrow, perhaps. Do you do much gardening there?
Not much.
Is it too dry?
It's not too dry, but there are trees, but not like your country.
Yeah, it's pretty green here. But we get lots of rain, don't we? It's been raining quite consistently for over a month now, so it's been quite wet here. Okay. But that makes things grow, so can't have it always, can we?
Yeah, correct.
Yeah. And it's because it's fairly mild, and because we live close to the sea, the temperature tends to be a little bit milder here on the coast. So we have lots of flowers in the garden still going really well, because the temperature and the moisture encourages them to stay blooming for longer. So I'll show you a few pictures around the garden next week.
Yeah, thank you.
Through the tweets, yeah.
So at last, do you have anything to say to the world and who watches this video on YouTube?
Can you just say that again? Sorry.
Do you have anything to say to the world and to the people who watches this video on YouTube?
Well, I guess the thing on everybody's mind at the moment, I guess it's different in different countries But certainly here in the UK at the moment, we're struggling with the pandemic. You know, lots of people have been very poorly. We're in lockdown again here now. So, you know, it's fingers crossed that we get a vaccine. I think it's really important that we all play our part in trying to. Our government here asks us to wear a face mask if we go to the shops. Well, we're only allowed to go food shopping for the minute. We can go out into the fresh air to have, to walk, keep fit, and we have to social distance for 2 meters. If you can work from home, they want you to. So it's pretty tough here for a lot of people, and we just have to stick together. We have to try and keep smiling. We have to try and keep each other in a good mood, I think, and do what we can to help those that need help, because it's a really challenging time. I would imagine it's the same all around the world. Is it? Is it the case? Is it the same for you there?
Yeah.
Very tough times. Particularly tough, isn't it, for people with underlying health problems and people who are getting on in life, you know. My mum's in a care home. They're all pretty. Most people in the care homes are a little bit fragile and a bit frail, so we need to look after them. But you know, we're getting there, and the vaccines are on the horizon, aren't they? For us all, and in the UK here, they're trying to do a lot more testing. So I think we all have a big part in trying to stamp out this wicked disease that's you know, our lives so difficult. The sooner we get rid of it, the better we can get on with our lives, can't we? And you know, get out and about stuff and write more stuff. So, I don't know. I try to live a life that's positive. I don't have jumps too much any more than needs be. We all have good days, we all have bad days, but I think if you have people around you can help lift your spirits on a bad day, it's a nice thing. And equally, you know, I've spent a lot of my life helping people because a considerable part of my life we didn't talk about, mostly helping people when they leave school with their first job. And I got a tremendous amount of satisfaction from that. So, you know, I love to see people smiling. I love to see people getting on and making progress in their life. You know, and the more we can help people do that, the better. It doesn't have to cost anything either. Words don't cost any money, really, do they?
Yeah.
So, and that was the idea of the poems and the books, that the two little books I put on there, to try and bring a smile to your face, you know, to be a pleasure to read. And the diagrams are, the illustrations are to give you a smile as well. So that's what I'm about, and that's what I plan to continue to do if all is well.
So yeah, yeah. So can I put this video on YouTube and on social media and on internet with your permission?
Yes, certainly. Yes, I hope it's been of some interest. It's always difficult to know quite what to say, but I've been looking at some of your videos and I'll look at some more. So it's great stuff. I admire what you're doing. Well done. It's great. What
Thank you.
inspired you to do that?
I just wanted to know different people's thinking and mindsets and why they are taking decisions in such way, and I just wanted to know why their perception. I want to understand their perception so that I can collect everything and I can create a perception with which I can spread positivity like you are doing.
That's good. Good. Well done. Yeah. Well, if I can be of any more help, you know where I am. I'll be pleased to help. So,
So you
stay.
live in?
Pardon?
You live in?
No?
Where do you live?
Oh, sorry, I misunderstood you. I live in close to a town called Southend, which is in a county called Essex in the UK. So I suppose, you know, in the scheme of things, we're not far from London,
Okay.
and we live very close here within a few hundred yards, we live near the mouth of the River Thames. And of course, the River Thames is the big river that goes up into the city of London.
Okay.
I guess you've seen pictures of London, and you see the picture of the river, the
Yeah.
Tower Bridge, and yes, things like that. Well, the water from under Tower Bridge has come from just behind me.
Okay.
Because we live right at the mouth of the River Thames. There's the North Sea beyond there, so we do get some very big cargo ships through here. We have a couple of container ports just up the road from here. We have a new one. We have some massive ships from China that come, bringing all sorts of goods, as you can imagine, from electrical stuff to, well, nearly everything comes from China now, doesn't it? So much does. So we have a lot of traffic on the water here with these huge ships and the new port. But it's good because, you know, it's created employment. That's a good thing for any area.
So if I come to UK, if I come to your place, I will just sit and have a coffee or tea with you.
Absolutely. You'd be very welcome. You have plenty of coffee. It's always on the go.
So yeah, so I wanted to say that, and so thank you, sir, for coming to my show and spending your valuable time and
You're very
giving. Yeah.
Thank you very much. I look forward to having us what I look like on the screen. Terrible, I'm sure.
You look great, sir.
Thank you very much. Well, been around a long time, you know. 72 is a lot of years. There's still a few more years yet to go, though.
Yeah, you
How
have
old are
to.
you?
Yeah, your contribution. You know, world needs your contribution still.
So how old are you?
I'm 27.
Ah, just a child then, really. Good. Okay, well, stay safe, and I wish you well.
Thank you,
It's,
sir. You too. Be healthy, and I'm sure you'll be positive all the time.
yeah, it's been lovely to chat to you. Thank you very much. Thanks for the
Yeah.
opportunity. Take care. All the
Take care,
best.
sir.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.